This is Winnie. Oh, I had the pictures. Okay, so I just wanted to show because I got half of Winnie clip now, and she is behaving so well. The first time I groomed Winnie, this is maybe the fifth time I'm grooming her, fourth or fifth time I'm grooming Winnie. But the first time I groomed her, she was so crazy and just trying to jump off the table. I literally had to groom her with like holding her onto the table with one hand. But now she's doing so good. Like she even let me clip here and because she's pretty like spazzy. She doesn't like if you call her name, hey Winnie, she doesn't just turn and say, oh yes. She's like, what, you know? So with hers, because she moves at like 100 miles per hour, she's so, just so spazzy. It was really difficult to groom her. But today it's like, wow, because she trusts me now, right? And that trust takes time. How much time is different for every dog? We don't know. It's like people, how long is it going to take me to gain your trust, right? We don't know. But it seems like now that I've groomed her like 4 or 5 times and just stayed patient with her, allowed her to express her fears and things like that. Now she's not trying to jump off the table anymore. I still have this loop on just for safety, but she's doing so good. So I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, and just in case you're curious, I'm using an O comb, which is 5/8 of an inch or 16 millimeters. So I'm using that to clip down her body. And just as a little tip, I like to start right here at the shoulder blades, not here behind the neck. When we give her that nice round Bichon head, we'll still have this back of the neck to blend into the shoulder body. So I'm gonna start right here at like the shoulder blades. Wow, look at you, Winnie. Wow. Look at her just standing still for me. Wow. It's almost no fun anymore. Get out of here, Winnie. I'm not. I'm kidding. It's not exciting anymore now that she's not moving around. But I'm kidding, Winnie. Now, just a little tip. Right here on the back of the legs, I like to go against the grain just to make it a little bit more clean, a little bit shorter, cleaner cut. Oh, you know what? A little clipping tip. So I used to think that the harder you press down on the coat, the closer you'll get. You'll get a nice close cut. Not really the case. And this was shown to me by Michelle Knowles when I worked with her. She was saying, just imagine your own skin. When you push down, it makes that indent and it kind of lifts and distorts the skin, right? So she was saying, if you just skim it though, right? So let me just show you. It's really interesting because it's kind of counterintuitive. You would think that the harder you press down, the closer and more of a smoother cut you'll get. But actually, the more gentle you go and just skim across the top. So the less pressure you put, the nicer the cut. Isn't that interesting? See that? So rather than push in, right, we're just skimming. Okay. I put this bar in the middle here because she keeps moving around from side to side on the table. But I think I'm gonna move this bar up the way so I can. There we go. So I can work on this side here without any obstruction. Oh, what's up? There's people watching. Okay, what's up, Lee, Debbie, Jack? How you doing? How long you been grooming her? Well, today I started at like 10, so about 2 hours now, and we're about finished with the hair. We're finishing up the haircut now. Hi, June. Happy Friday. Wow, thank you, Terry. Lee, all right? She's doing so good. Is it safe too if the dog has warts or bumps on the skin? Is it safer to? Yeah, yes. Rather than digging in and catching those warts, just skim lightly. She is being so good. What a yes, isn't she? Oh my goodness. So when she was rescued last year, I think. Good morning. Hey, what's up, Sue? Good to see you again. She was a superstar. Yeah. So when she was first rescued, she was just skittish and scared of everything and just terrified. But now that she actually trusts me and she kind of knows the process now, she's doing so much better. Okay, so right here, where the neck is, remember I said I like to keep the back here, and I don't like to clip that. But on the sides here, see, so on the sides I'm gonna blend it in into the shoulders, into the neck, and then into the chest. So just right there on the neck, I'm going reverse just to make it a little bit shorter right there. Alrighty. And I have to always remind myself, I'm not trying to perfect the groom with the clippers. I'm just setting the length. And I'm gonna finish it off with the scissors. So the idea of using the clippers is to save time. But when I keep going over and over it, and like OCDing out, that actually does not save time. So it defeats the purpose of using the clippers. So sometimes I have to just remind myself, It's good enough. The length is pretty much the same. Let's move on, you know, to the legs. And then remind myself, I am gonna smooth everything out, you know, with the scissors and make it nice. So there's no need to try to perfect it with the clippers, right? Any questions coming in? Uh, nice. Hey, YT 2006. Aw, sweetie darling, what's up? Hi, Jane, love your work in your butt. Thank you. She's so white. What shampoo did? So the whiteness is actually all the combing that I did, combing out the dirty, discolored, dead, dull hair before the bath. But since you asked, right now I'm using this lavender shampoo by Pet Pleasant. It's made with essential oils. It's really nice, smells really nice. But this is not the reason why she's so white. It's the combing. It's all combing out all of that dead hair that's discolored and rough, combing all of that out of her coat before the bath. Okay. Got a little soap residue on me. All right. Okay, Winnie. Let's do your legs. You're such a good girl, Winnie. Oh my goodness, she's such a good girl. Okay. She's still a little funny about her legs. But that's normal and expected. See, dogs are a lot more tolerant, it seems like, with their body, with, you know, manipulating their body and stuff like that. But when it comes to their legs, they're a little more sensitive. And this is just my opinion, but I think it's a lot like us. You know, like if someone came up to me that I don't really know that well, you know, maybe a coworker, I know them, but not that well, and they start massaging my shoulders, you know, give me a shoulder rub, I'd be like, oh, that's nice, I guess, you know, I mean, that's kind of weird. But then if they take my shoes off and started rubbing my feet, now we got problems, right? So that's how I compare it to. Like, usually dogs are okay if you pet them here and things like that, you right? It's like giving somebody a shoulder rub, right? It's all right. But then when you start messing with their feet, right? It's kind of a sensitive area there. It's like taking someone's shoes off and rubbing their feet when you're not at that level of intimacy yet, you know? But that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. Alrighty. I have been known to be wrong on occasion. See, the back legs here are a little hard to do because she does this hop thingy with both back legs. She hops up and also she kind of lifts her legs up when I'm trying to groom them, clip them. There we go. It's difficult because I need that leg straight, but she keeps bending it. Okay. Okay. So I'm only going reverse on the inside of the leg here, right? Right in the thigh area, but not in the front here. This way I'm going down with the grain. And then I went against the grain here on the back to make it shorter. And I don't know if you noticed, but I went against the grain on the front here, on the front legs. So that means that the front of the legs here are shorter than the back of the legs, right? So the back of the legs here are a little longer than the front of the legs. And then the front of the back legs are a little longer than the back of the legs. See, so it kind of brings it all in, balances it out. Okay. See how she watches me? She's looking to see which side I'm gonna go on. Whichever side I'm gonna go to, she's gonna go to, right? It's like a dance. Okay. Alrighty, so now for the scissoring. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Take my knee pads off. Safety first, right? Okay. Oh. Alrighty. The juice. I have seen a video about this dog before, cut with curved scissors and the thumb. Yes, yes, I think so. I've showed her before. She was kind of wild that time. Um, love your net. Oh, thank you, Claire. Oh, you gotta stay on the table, girl. Can't stay and watch. Just saw your title, and yes, absolutely. No, thank you, Melissa. How many dryers do you have? Seems like a different one you use every time. Well, I just got that one, so just to help me save some time with the fluffing out. I find clippers tricky with small dogs' legs. Any tips, please? What size table is that? Uh, this is like a maybe 2 foot by 4 foot, 2 by 4 maybe. But yeah, with dog's legs, yeah, it is tricky. I don't know if you saw, but she was kind of hopping when I was trying to do this leg here, so it's a little bit choppy. But what I remind myself is, again, I'm not trying to perfect the haircut and finish it with the clippers. I'm just setting the length. So even though she's hopping, especially this back leg here, I'll show you. See, when I go back here, see, she keeps tucking it under. She keeps trying to sit. She'll hop. See, she'll tuck it under. So I can't really get a good cut, but again, my goal is just to try to get everything about the same length so it doesn't take me so long to scissor everything. So really the goal of the clippers is just to cut down some of my scissor time. So Claire, is that who asked that question? Yeah, Claire, I would just say just do the best you can and try to get as much hair as you can get clipped, safely with the clippers. And then just remind yourself, that's right, I'm gonna finish with the scissors anyways. So let's not waste so much time trying to clip over and over. Hi, I'm literally grooming and listening to you. You're like my virtual trainer. Oh, wow, thank you, Angel. Appreciate that. Okay. So now, I like to start with the head, only because I've gotten into the habit of it. I mean, I know it's better to start from the back and then work your way up and blend everything. But since when I worked in a salon environment, you never really know when the owner's gonna show up, or especially here in house call, you never know when the owner's gonna come home and like, oh, I want to see their dog. And when the dog sees their owner, they get all, you know. So that's why I like to finish the face first. That way, if the owner comes in, anything happens, at least the head is done. And I can still trim and groom around the legs, even though she's moving her head around and things like that. It's a little easier. So that's why I start with the head. So, and you have to flip your shears, unless, or you're not a real, okay. But anyways, I like to flip it in. There we go. Start right in between the eyes. Right? First, give her a little kiss. Okay. There we go. And I'm gonna start right here in front, just under the eye. I'm not gonna try to get any of this in the middle of the eye. Just leave all of that. Just in front of the eye. There we go. Get that brown stuff and the long hair away from the eye. So now you can see that eye a little better. See that? Thanks. That's where I've been going wrong. Trying to perfect with the clippers. Yeah, I'm trying to cut my grooming time. Does down. I take yeah, and that's the thing is like, and another tip that helps me, with speed a little bit, so I don't spend too much time just, um, not being very productive, not being very efficient. Um, I like to finish, just go ahead and get the haircut done first, right? Like get the feet and everything, and then come back and perfect anything I need to. But if you sit there and try to perfect the head, and none of the feet are done yet, you know, then that can prolong the groom. So what I like to do is, even though the head doesn't look that great, I just remind myself, okay, I got most of it. It looks okay. I'm gonna move on to the feet, and then do the feet, get everything done, and then come and perfect the head. Okay. See that? Right in front of the eyes, but not in between the eyes. Okay. There we go. And even though it does look a little bit messy in between the eyes right now, I'm gonna leave all of that hair. See all of that hair right here? You can see it? I'm gonna leave all of that to create that Bijan visor. So even though it looks messy right now, you just wanna leave all of that. Just get in front of the eyes, right under the eyes. Okay? So now, comb this forward. And we're gonna create this side of the eye of the visor. See that? So that's why all of this hair here in the middle is so important to leave there. There we go. And this is also felt so much anxiety when I used to groom her before, because I'm getting so close to her eye, and the point of the scissor is like pointing at it too. And sometimes she moves like so quickly and unexpectedly that it just gives you a heart attack. You know, your heart just drops right into your stomach. Good girl. So there we go. We got that one side. Let me see if I can get her to turn her head. There we go. There we go. See that one side? Okay. There we go. Okay, now we do the other side. Okay. Whoa, girl. That's why you always want to keep your hand on them too. Always keep a hand on them so you can feel when they're about to move. You can anticipate it. There we go. There we go. See what I'm doing? I'm just trying to make this little circle here. Okay. It's a little bit more difficult when they move around so much. And one thing I've noticed is that when you hold them, their chin, they do that. They turn, you know, when you hold and pinch there, like I usually do, because that's how I learn. So now what I do is I just kind of hold. Just kind of hold. Okay. Okay. I can feel her about to move. Okay. You're okay. There we go. Okay, so again, I'm not going to try to perfect it just yet. Just get the shape going so I can keep moving, right? So now that I got the head, I mean the eyes, like the visor, now I'm going to move over to the rest of the head, play the ears and the neck, work that nice round head, and then move on to the legs and feet. Alrighty. Alright, so, let's see, let me try to get her to stay still. Okay. So we're just going to blend all this in. Treat the ear as part of the head. So you're not going to move the ear, you're just going to blend it into the head. It's a lot easier when the dog doesn't move around so much. But even if they do move around, still you can still work with it. You just got to be patient. There we go. The thing is with Winnie, I know the temptation would be just grab her, you know, just grab her and just hold her, make her stay still. The only thing is with her, she came so terrified and so full of fear in the very first time. I've noticed with her, the harder I hold her, the more she tends to fight and resist and gets more even more scared. So I have to use a very light touch with her. So when she pulls away, I allow it, you know. When she moves, I allow it. I just work with it. Even though it takes a lot more time because you're doing a haircut on somebody that's just moving their head around like crazy and you're trying to do a nice little round afro on them, but they're turning their head. It's kind of like if like a lady wanted a really nice haircut, you know, a big round haircut, and every time somebody walked into the barber shop or the the hair salon, they're looking over, you know, they're spinning their head, they're looking every direction. Every time somebody walks by the window, they're turning to look, you know, and you're asking them, please, could you stay still so I could do your haircut? And they just won't. They just keep looking back at you, turning their head. You know, just imagine how long that haircut would take. So that's why with me, especially with dogs that are nervous and move around, you know, I just let them take as much time as they need. And then they start to realize, okay, the more I just cooperate, the faster this will get done. And eventually, you know, like right now, she's just moving around a little bit more than I would like, but she's at least she's not trying to, you know, fight and get off the table and run away and jump. So we are making improvements, we are making progress. And so, you know, I want to focus on that, the fact that we're making so much progress and look how far she's come. I'd rather focus on that, on the positive, than the fact that she's moving around a lot, making it difficult for me to do a nice round head. Okay. See, every time she tries to pull away, I just let her. I just let go. And so it actually causes her to pull away less. But let's just say that very first time when she was trying to jump off the table and she was flipping around and being all wild, let's say that very first time I hooked her up to a groomer's helper, you know, muzzled her, did all this stuff, you know, just restrained her down, just really physically restrained her. I don't think that she would be behaving this well for me after 4 or 5 of those visits. You know, after 4 or 5 of those visits, where she's being physically held down and restrained and forced to go through it and not able to move the way she wants, 4 or 5 of those visits, and then you get a dog that has to be sedated at the vet. You know, because they're learning every time this is a fight for my life. You know, and I'm being violated. You know, so I just, for me, just in my opinion, um, there's really nothing about a dog groom that should be fast. You know, like what about grooming a dog should be fast, should be quick and easy and fast? I don't get it. You know, um, there's nothing about grooming a dog that's fast or it should be fast. You know, I think you should take your time, be careful, be focused and aware. There we go. And then eventually you get a dog that does trust you so much and they've been through so many pleasant experiences with you that eventually you get a dog that just stays still for you. And you know that you've earned it. Go. Okay. Now she's starting to settle down, behave much better. Okay. It's a little bit uneven. Why does it look so uneven? Okay. Oh. Uh, oh, okay, there we go. Alrighty. It's like playing a game of Operation and Twister at the same time. You know, it's like at any moment. Oh no, it's okay. Okay, how does that look? A little uneven. That's okay. Okay. The reason why I'm so hesitant is I can feel her move, like wanting to move. I can feel her kind of that tension. And so it kind of makes me a little bit hesitant to want to close the scissors. It's like I can feel like at any moment she's ready to move. But if she does, that could cause me to accidentally cut her. See, she's just constantly moving. But it's okay. Clean up the back of this ear here. Oh, oh. Okay. Go. Like I said, I'm not gonna try to perfect it just yet. Just get it to where it's mostly done. And that way I'm gonna move on to the legs and feet and then see if I can perfect that head. If there's any touch up that needs to be done. There we go. Okay. Um, I would love to see your favorite scissor collection that you own. I'm going to Crush Show in March. I want to get better scissors. So excited never. Oh, I actually, I mean, none of the scissors, I don't really particularly like any of them. I just use them. This is from Pedigree. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this it has a number or anything, but it's just Pedigree shears, curve shears. These are all from Foxy Roxy. Um, these shears here, my thinners. Alrighty. So let me go ahead and finish her feet and legs, and she will be all done. There we go. Okay. See, the reason why I let go when she pulls away, see, I don't really hold on. I just let go. Oh. Is because I want her to know that I'm not holding her to force her to stay there. I'm holding her so I can feel when she's about to move so I don't hurt her. Okay. But I don't ever want her to feel like she's being forced. Okay. Now, obviously, some dogs are so far gone, kind of like that dog, that Shih Tzu, Charlie. Some dogs are so far gone that, at one point you just got to get it done for their own, for their own health and well-being, for their sake. So with Charlie, in Charlie's case, uh, I do see a little bit of progress and improvements, but I feel like with Charlie, it may take a while, and I feel like I don't really have a lot of other options other than just push her through it and get it done. Um, because she is a Shih Tzu. It's not like she's a short-haired dachshund or anything where we could just kind of leave her alone. She gets really long and matted up, and that's not going to be healthy for her skin. So with Charlie, dogs like that, I do change my approach a little bit. Her kung fu's strong. Okay. Okay. So sometimes you just gotta lift the foot up because She's gonna keep trying to prevent me from trimming it. Oh, keep moving it. So these dogs are tricky because you see how sweet she is. She's not aggressive and she's not being mean, but she's being extremely difficult. And you may not think that it's difficult. Watching this, you might be like, why are you taking so long? Why don't you just cut it? It's like, but the thing is, what if you were giving me a haircut and I was constantly leaning this way? You kept trying to hold me and I'll keep looking this way, and they're like, come on, I'm trying to get right here. And I'm just like moving, you know, like, and it takes time. So, but the thing is, it's kind of frustrating. It is easy to get frustrated with that, but we have to realize, like, you know, she didn't sign up for this. Like this is something we're doing to her. So if anything, she's probably thinking that we are being so, like I'm probably frustrating her. But no, she's being nice and patient about it. She's tolerating it. So there we go. Okay, move over here. There we go. Good girl, Winnie. I know, girl. Okay. Okay. I gotta not do that. I'll come back. I just see it, it's like, okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Okay. see, with dogs like this, most of my time is spent trying to figure out where I can stand and how I can position myself to get them to get their haircut. Oh man, I just breathed in a bunch of hair. Okay, so let me just regroup here for a second. Just try to figure out what I'm gonna do. Alrighty. So it's nice when you have a dog that just stays still for you and lets you do it all. But every once in a while, it's good to get a dog like this too that challenges you. Ugh. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that head is starting to come together nicely. Okay. Just gotta get these feet done. Okay. I don't know how she's so nimble. She can just move. Oh my god, so agile. Okay. I could feel her like pulling away, trying to sit. There we go. Uh, oh, okay. Oh. Wow. Okay. How to spend 30 minutes on one foot. Okay. Okay. I don't even really have a good angle at it, is the thing. Because she. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm done with the head, let me put this back in and see if I can maybe get this haircut done in a reasonable amount of time. Okay. Nice little hop there. Whoa. So I'm using my thumb here to try to keep her head here. Okay. Maybe if I lift this up a little bit, keep her from putting her head down. I think the confusion comes from the way we think about getting our hair cut. We think, oh, it's gonna be nice, because we volunteered for it, we want it, we pay for it, and so it's so nice and everything. But with dogs, I think sometimes we imagine that the dog's are gonna enjoy it the same way we do. They're gonna sit nicely and close their eyes and really enjoy being, having their hair cut. Not usually the case. Usually you get a dog like this. Most dogs are just like, what? What's this? What are you doing? Why are you cutting there? Let me see. Don't do that. Oh no, I'm gonna jump off. Most dogs are like that. And so I think sometimes it's easier to allow yourself to get frustrated with that, with the way that they're behaving or not behaving. But I think that when we remind ourselves that it's totally different for a dog and it's not the same experience as when we go and get our haircut or pamper ourselves at the spa. It's not really the same. And for them, they're just not as vain as us. They don't really care how they look. So as long as we, remember that and just remind ourselves that the dog is actually not doing anything wrong, you know? They're just behaving the way a dog would behave. They're just they're just being a dog. And so when a dog is just being a dog, then instead of allowing ourselves to get frustrated by that, we can be more humane, more human and understanding, and just think to ourselves, this dog is just scared. It's just, unsure. They don't really know what's going on or why I'm doing what I'm doing. I think she has a much better idea now that it's her like fourth or fifth time with me. I think it's her fifth groom with me. But anyways, she's doing much, much better, which is why I wanted to film this. She's not jumping off the table anymore or like thrashing her head around wildly, growling, like. So we are making a lot of progress. There we go. Okay. Down goes the butt. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm just gonna smooth out the feet. Any comments? Anybody like outraged right now? Like, what in the world is taking this guy so long? Dude, you are all. Oh, thank you. What is it like being Korean growing in Arizona? I mean, it was all right, I guess. Try explaining that to corporations. Oh, yeah, right? I mean, which is why corporate grooming is just not a good fit for me. Okay. There's no need for you to look at it, girl. You don't have to look at it. Man, she's like wanting to check everything I do. You ever have a manager like that, a supervisor like this? Man, micromanaging. Just trust me, girl. You don't have to check everything I'm doing. Okay. Nope, she has to see. I hear you, girl. There we go. Almost done. Oh. All right. I'm dying. Ah. Ah. Okay. So here we go. All right. Let me show you a little trick though. We're gonna smooth out this coat. So I'm gonna get this undercoat rake, right? And what I'm gonna do is see it's like kind of crispy and chunky. So what we're gonna do is hold the skin tight. Okay. Okay, we'll do it on this side then. Okay. Well, let's see what it's doing. It's pulling all of the dead undercoat that we didn't get. That's kind of making this coat feel a little rough, a little crispy. It makes the coat look a little bumpy, you know, a little choppy. But if we go through with this undercoat rake, we rake out all of that dead hair, what's left, then it makes the whole haircut just look so much smoother and softer, and gets rid of all of the chunkiness, all of the rough spots. Especially under here, under the armpits, even though there's not a lot of hair there, those pores get really full and bumpy. And as this stuff comes out, you'll literally feel the coat getting softer and softer, silkier, smoother. You'll notice any clipper lines that were there get smoothed out. I used to do this in the beginning before the bath. I included it with the pre-bath like brush out, but I realized it's just too much. You know, it takes way too long. So now I just do it after the haircut because I'm combing and all that before the, before the bath, after the bath, before the haircut. I'm combing all the dead hair anyways through each step. So I realized to do that all in the beginning was just too much, too long. And you can just do it at the end after the haircut. Saves a lot of time and you end up with the same nice soft results. Alrighty, so she is done. Oh my goodness, look at her. I don't know how she has so much energy. Alrighty. Oh, Sue from the UK. Awesome. Well, hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have a dog that's hyperactive, uncooperative, not aggressive, right? Aggressive would not be the right word to describe her. Because she's not aggressive. She's just very hyperactive. She used to be fearful, but at least now she's not scared. She's just very hyperactive and she just doesn't cooperate very well. But she's super sweet. She's a sweetheart, you know? So if you have a dog like this, then these are just some of the tips, I guess, some of my suggestions. Just take your time, just be patient, and eventually, like this is her fourth visit or fifth haircut with me. Eventually, you get to the point where, she trusts you enough where you can actually start to get a little bit better haircut and it doesn't take so long. See you guys.